Okay, so let's get started. The focus of the session today is to learn about AI side projects as a senior engineer, and we will cover the following. And before that, I'm Krishna. I recently joined Mercor as head of talent experience through an acquisition. My startup profile.fi was acquired by Mercor. Before this, I was head of engineering for Amazon Pay, VP at BetterUp, and before founding Profile FI. What you will learn today is how to find opportunities to work for frontier AI labs, uh, about Mercor and our experts, other experts on the platform who are already doing this. We'll also hear from three of the experts on the platform who are doing exactly this. They are already on the call. And then you will also learn about the step-by-step process on how to apply and how you can also be part of this AI future. About Mercor, we are an AI-powered job platform that sources high-quality talent for frontier labs. Uh, we work with most of the major frontier labs. We are backed by top investors. Um, we have helped hire in variety of fields, including chess grandmasters, video game players, wine experts, international math Olympiads, and senior software engineers. The core idea is you apply once and you reach to thousands of opportunities. So our history, our founders, Adarsh, Surya, and Brendan are Forbes 30 under 30. We are backed by really esteemed set of investors, and our goal is to help 1 billion people find their next job. This session specifically is on how to find senior software engineering role. This this link here that we'll be sharing. Nancy, can you share that particular link? On this link is how you would apply. There are other roles on the platform that includes writing, chess grandmaster, uh, other sort of experts. If you want to apply for any of those other than the senior software engineering role, this is the process. You would create your profile on the platform, and our experts, usually Rohan, would be doing the matching for you, and he will assign you to the right project, get in touch with you on the right for the right set of projects. What do our experts do? Our experts work as hourly contractors for AI labs. 4 of the 5 leading AI labs are our partners. We work with the work is asynchronous and flexible, and the minimum time commitment is at least 10 hours per week. There are people who are working 40 to 60 hours per week on the platform as well. Upon these projects have confidentiality agreement with the AI labs. So upon onboarding, you'll receive details about the goals of the project and how to get assigned to these opportunities. And also the details about who the exact client is, which AI lab you will be working on, and what sort of projects you will be working on. Our hiring process is, so once you go to, this is the exact role. Once you apply here, Nancy, there are few people in the waiting room. You can let them in. So once you apply here, you would upload your resume, take an AI interview, and complete the application. and our experts, our project leads assigned to those AI labs would reach out to you around with specific next steps on this. The next steps typically include getting background check. You would get an offer that is contingent on your background check. Once your background is verified, you sign a confidentiality agreement with us, and then you can start working on the project. Our hiring process, we generally host live sessions. This is one of those live sessions. We'll have weekly office hours and a Slack community of people working on similar projects. So we use Stripe for payment processing, and payments are issued every Wednesday for the previous Friday to Friday period. So we'll be sharing out FAQs around work authorization for US-based candidates. We also have very interesting referral system where you could earn $500 if someone from your network that you refer joins the platform. You get and gets hired on a project, you get $250, and if they complete 5 assignments, you get another $250. So we are focused on for this senior Swiss. We are focused on US, UK, and Canada. So the project duration, as you will hear from the people who are already doing this, is around 10 to 12, 10 to 20 hours per week. And once you do a project well, you will be assigned more projects. So now let's hear from Tate, who's one of the success stories on our platform, about his experience. Over to you, Tate.
Thank you, Krishna. And hi, folks. I'm Tate Nazifi. I am a distributed systems engineer. I've been working with companies like Datadog, Equifax, and many others through my consultancy. I've been working on projects with Mercor as a contractor since September of last year. I got a message from one of my friends on LinkedIn saying, hey, here's this opportunity. I applied for you. This was the first time anyone has ever applied to anything for me. So I gave it a serious look, and I'm really glad that I did. Did the interviews, read the offer contract, which was great, and signed it. And Anuj, who's the PM on the project, said to me, find some technical domain you're really passionate about and just dive in. Just make sure it's very challenging. And so right off the bat, I was given just a ton of autonomy and charged with exploring one of my technical interests, which I thought was super exciting. So in college and in the industry, I played around with storage systems, databases. So I thought I'd drive down that route and check it out. So over the last couple weeks here at Mercor, I've been curating a distributed inverted index that's spread across like a couple of services in my local mini kube cluster. I've been using PebbleDB to simulate scale at billions of items under an arbitrary number of tags. So I've always been curious about how these distributed databases work, maintaining one at Datadog and working with them in the industry, but never really had the opportunity to explore them on my own time and understand all the growing pains of scaling one out from the bottom. So that's been a lot of fun getting to do that here, all while getting paid really well and pushing the boundaries of what today's models are capable of. So outside all of the creative and technical exploration, there's a bunch of collaboration and discussions between other really experienced engineers. So you get to bounce ideas off each other, review each other's projects. And I find that short-term contracts like this they're just an epic place to hash, mesh, and sharpen yourself with other experts in the field. So you're going to hear from Kushal and Shane next, who are both very talented and bright engineers. And I'm really excited about this agentic future. I think it's really great getting to be a part of that history here at Mercor. And if any of you would like to talk more about software engineering or AI in the industry, I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. Let's chat. I'm going to pass the mic off to, I think, Kushal next.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for that nice introduction, Tate. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a software engineer with a background in traditional finance and crypto. I've worked for a variety of different firms, including BlackRock, several investment banks, as well as Coinbase. I consider myself to be a polyglot, having worked on multiple different languages, including C++, Java, Rust, Python, TypeScript, probably a few others. Um, I discovered Mercor from a post that I read about AI-based hiring and was curious because I was just tired of the traditional hiring process and wanted to try something new. I got excited about it because it was my first chance to work on anything with AI. I have no background with AI, and it's my first chance to work with it in a professional context. And I've been working here since August of 2024. Initially started on a Java-based project, then came back for a Rust project, and finally came back for this project. And the experience so far has been very enjoyable. I like the unique challenges because it's not typical, it's not your typical standard software engineering problems. Um, it's a very unique twist, and if you've interfaced with AI before to solve problems, there's a lot of interesting work, I think. Um, it's truly remote. It's truly async, and I do enjoy working with other people. Lots of intelligent people that are freely sharing ideas. So it's a good chance to learn not only on the individual given project, but just from other people. And in terms of skill sets of what I've learned, I think I've learned how to interface with AI better because I've learned to ask better questions, and I also think about programming languages a little bit differently with this project. So it's been a lot of fun for me, and I definitely enjoy the remote aspect of it, the good pay, and the friendly people. So that's it for me. I will pass it off to our next guy, Shane.
Uh, Shane, we can't hear you. Can
Can you
you
hear me now?
try? Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah. Thanks, Tate. Thanks, Kushal. I've been blessed with the ability to work with these fine gentlemen for the last couple of months. Nothing but great news. A little background from me. I'm a full stack engineer. I previously worked at Raytheon Defense Contracting for US, and then also Amazon, creating kind of dashboarding for financial metrics, with the focus and full stack in that area. And these two environments that I first came from were drastically different to what we're doing now at Mercor, especially. With a defense contracting company, everything's really tight knit, secure, and very slow and heavy on the testing. While at Amazon, everything's a lot more continuous integration, continuous development, extremely fast paced, but also still following these 1 year plans. And when we have these 1 year plans and a lot of investment going into these ideas or multi-year plans, everything has to be done a certain way. And this causes room for like micromanaging, tons of meetings, and really long hours that really you aren't getting paid for. You once you hit the 40 hours a week, those are the 40 hours a week, and if you work 50, you're only getting paid for 40. So these are things that were kind of like the negatives about working these W-2 jobs. So recently I planned on leaving Amazon and moving away from New York City. And so I reached out to my friend who happens to also be Tate, a good friend of mine, to see if he has any opportunities that he's been working on. And he then referred me to Mercor. So I guess I am an example of a referral who has been able to been successful within Mercor and now become, part of the reviewing team for our specific project. And I myself am beginning to refer my friends because I have had such a great experience here. This is something that, like Kushal was saying, is truly remote. I do not like commuting an hour into the city, especially now you can't go by car anymore because they raised the prices on everything. I don't like going outside too much during the winter time. And also, I'm a night owl. I stay up till midnight. So I like to sometimes work in the middle of the night for 30 minutes here because we can't sleep sometimes or we have like a great idea But before, you can't really get paid for a great idea at 1 in the morning, but now you can, because you can just log on, hit that play button on Insightful, and work a little extra. And then also sometimes too, I will say, working in the office is great, but we all tend to be cranky at 10 a.m. But then working online and in a huddle with somebody at like midnight when you want to be there is kind of like really relaxing, and it kind of gives you that Zen vibe for better work. So I think like that's one of my favorite parts about working at Mercor is like now I feel like whenever I want to work, I am there to provide a great service, and I'm being compensated for such with a great team of people who are like-minded, and we're not all just trying to push out like a project that was planned 2 years ago, but something that is planned right now that's going to affect current events currently. And maybe in like 2 months, you actually might to see what your changes are doing in the world and how it's affecting people. Plus, there is that confidentiality. So it does kind of make it seem cool, like in a way, maybe I'm like a secret spy and changing the world, but nobody gets to see, but we get to know that I was a part of it too. Those items are why I really like working at Mercor. And the next part is what I've learned. So when I was working at Amazon or Raytheon, we have very closed off systems. You have to work in their environments. I don't have that much experience in open source software. At Mercor, that's all I've been doing the past 2 months is being able to explore all the different repositories on GitHub that I never really got to in the beginning. Like when you first go to GitHub, you're trying to see like, what do I do for a project? I have no clue what I'm doing. You're just staring at a repository. But at Mercor, you are given an idea, a seed, if you will, and then you're able to be unleashed on all these repositories. And now I have that purpose when I'm looking at these repositories and I'm learning. So my system design, my infrastructure knowledge is becoming more cutting edge and modern. So these are all benefits I have gained during my last few months at Mercor, and I'm excited to see what we've got next. Thank you.
Thank you, Shin. Really appreciate you guys sharing this. So now we go to the section where we are taking questions, either questions for the team at Mercor, me and Nancy, or to our wonderful Mercor talent on the platform. So Nancy, do we have a sense of like what questions people
Yeah.
have?
I've been answering as much as I can in the chat. But I think like most questions about job qualifications are going to be answered specifically in those job descriptions. So I'll post those links again. There's also the work authorization document that I shared, and then I'll put a link to like general talent documentation, which answers a lot of other FAQs. I think those have been the primary things. So please just like read those job descriptions, and those should give you a sense of if you're qualified for those positions. Let's see. People are asking what to expect in the interview. So in these interviews, there is not any live coding requirement. They're just meant for the software engineering interview. It's just meant to like assess your background in software engineering, your comfort with like the different software engineering languages that are discussed in the application, and the web design and development interview is similar, just assessing your experience and knowledge of design frameworks, and then like web development as well. I know Shane, Tate, and Kushal, you guys have all taken at least one interview on the platform. Do any of you want to like chat about your experience with the interview?
Yeah, my first interview was, I had an hour with Anush just talking about the project and what to expect. And then I think we set up another interview after that where I talked with an engineering manager in the industry. And that was really exciting, getting to just like talk with him about what he's doing at his work. Not that it was related to Mercor. After that, I think then I moved on to the Mercor platform and then did my first contract. After that first contract though ended, I was invited to come back to work for another campaign. And when I did that interview process, that was an AI interview. And so that AI interview was about 30 to 45 minutes, where it was a very deep dive into my background and history. And then we also talked about a systems design question, which was pretty interesting, I thought.
So the hiring process, someone just asked that question. The hiring process depends on how long it takes. We usually try and get back to applicants either way within a few weeks. My guess is we might have an influx of applications after this session, which is great, but it may delay that process a little bit. So ideally, we'll get back to you in a couple of weeks. Usually we try and get back to people as soon as possible. And some folks were able to get back to like within a couple of days. But it kind of just depends on how many people apply and like how many applications we need to review. I think most of the general questions have been answered.
Can you give more details of your company, Mercor? Is it like this work is in-house or like you have clients or how it works? I mean, can you give some more details of your company?
Yeah, so the Mercor is an AI hiring platform, and we help source, hire, vet, and manage domain expert contractors. So top talent like you all for top AI labs and application layer AI companies. So they will need like experts in specific fields, like chess grandmasters or senior software engineers or wine experts, like true experts in a field, but they don't have the capacity to go out and find and hire these people themselves. And so we do that. We like go out and find these experts, we vet them, we hire them, and then we help manage them for these projects. So that is the like basis of what our platform does. Eventually, we're actually hoping to move the platform to be able to hire people for like full-time permanent positions. And we're starting to get some enterprise clients in that space. But right now, a lot of what we hire for is that sort of like shorter term, like human data work with experts for top AI labs.
Nancy, I guess it's a follow-up question. First of all, thank you so much. This is very insightful, and the answers that everyone who's working and giving are pretty insightful again. From an interview standpoint, two things that are coming to mind. We work for a full-time role, and do we have to inform the company, or it depends on the company? I don't know whether that's the right question for you or not. That's the first question. The second question is, I was a coder for 15 years, and I got into program management, and then now I'm actually starting to code AI agents. And part of this question has been answered. How deep is the interview process going to be? Like, is it like really going to be? I've started working on AI agents, but I don't claim myself to be an expert in that. So how deep is the rigor? Because the way he was talking about, I think the one gentleman was talking about the system design and all that. Is it going to be pretty deep or?
Yeah, so the interview it's definitely not gonna like test you on your knowledge of AI related topics necessarily. It's just meant to for the senior suite interview to evaluate your programming experience, technical problem solving abilities. So I think as long as you have kind of like a pretty deep comfort with the like at least one, doesn't have to be all of them obviously, but at least one of the programming languages that's mentioned in the job description, that's like totally fine for the interview. And I wouldn't spend like a lot of time doing extra prep. In regards to your first question, unfortunately, that's something I can answer. It kind of just depends on the policies and rules of your company around moonlighting. So we do make our work like very flexible, very synchronous. You can do it from anywhere. You can do it any time of day or night that works for you. But obviously, like different companies that you work for might have specific policies that forbid like external contract work, and so you just have to like check with your company.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Appreciate the answer.
Of course.
Hello,
There's
Nancy.
also, I think, the ability to do like tests, like prep interviews on the platform. So that might be a way to try and get like comfortable with the AI interview and see how that works by doing that on the platform before doing a real interview, if you want that sort of practice.
No, I didn't get that part. Like, so when you say test prep, where do you do that?
I think if you just create an account, there should be a way, but I am not actually 100%
We'll
sure.
send out the links to
Yeah.
mock interviews. We'll send out the link.
Oh, thank you so much, Krishna. Really appreciate that, sir.
Hello, Nancy. This is Nishant here. So just one question I have, I mean, a few questions rather, I'll say. So is there any page which lists all the job positions available with Mercor? And also another question is, like, apart from the programming and all, is there any other open positions are open, like cloud SRE or data engineer or something like that? And also, like, apart from US residents, will there be anybody who is outside of, let's say, if they are in Europe, like in Germany or in UK, will they be able to apply for the jobs?
So to your first question, that is a feature that we're working on in the platform currently. And so in the next couple of weeks, there should be a feature added that allows people to like see different job opportunities that they're qualified for instead of having to be invited to apply. So that's coming soon. Yes, so the client for these projects is like primarily looking at the US, Canada, the UK, but we are like considering applications from qualified people from every geography. So there's no like specific like, oh, don't apply if you're from here because we won't look at your application. We will look at like qualified applicants from all geographies. As I think Krishna mentioned, the pay scale does vary by geography. That's a client decision, not one that's made on our end. So just to let you know that ahead of time, but we do try and keep the pay geographically competitive.
Mm-hmm. And what about the other opportunities, like if any cloud or maybe SRE or DevOps or maybe data engineering positions, this kind of opportunities are also there?
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but maybe after this, when we're sharing mock interview links, we can try and share like other related job links. I know there is one for machine learning PhDs right now, but we'll think through what else might be relevant to this group and we can share those links afterward.
Sure, thank you. Yeah.
Hey,
So
Nancy.
is it via PayPal or how do you pay weekly?
So we pay using Stripe. As Krishna mentioned, we pay every week using Stripe.
So yeah, do you also pay like PF balance or something like that? Because that way anybody can identify we are working with you also. Like in India, we have Provident Fund kind of things, right? So do you use that also or just
No, we
common to
only use
bank
Stripe.
account?
Hey, I have a quick question. This is Joel here. So I'm currently on H-1B and I'm residing in US in the Bay Area. While I have like 15 years of software engineering experience, I just wanted to understand, like, does dual job work on H-1B or what kind of guidance can you provide? Because I went through that work document. It just asks to send an email to work@mercer.com. So just wanted to clarify here.
Yeah, so for these positions, we are not providing H-1Bs. If you have any other specific questions, I think support is the best person because I'm just not well versed in that. But yeah, for these positions, we're not applying H-1Bs. I did see the fun controversial question about training our AI interview system. So that's something we're like constantly improving, constantly iterating on. AI is hard, as you guys know, and so we're like getting better on it every day. But you should be able to give specific feedback to our engineers after you take the interview. You'll be able to rate it, give your thoughts, give feedback, and so. Certainly, especially from you all who have software engineering experience, we like really welcome and value that feedback, and we're using it to tweak and improve our experience for candidates all the time.
I guess I have been actually been training the Mercor interview AI multiple times because I have been invited for multiple jobs at Mercor by the recruiters. I have given multiple interviews at Mercor.com. Even for the same role, I have interviewed multiple times because multiple recruiter reached out to me for the same role. But I have never seen any progress in any application. I have been doing this for past 1 year. I have at least interviewed for at least 10 roles. I don't see any progress. So what's happening in there at Mercor? I've been knowing it for past 1 year. I don't see any progress for me.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that this is you at all. I like don't know your individual case, and I'll actually make sure that if you've applied for Senior SWE, that's the project that I'm helping run. So I will look specifically for your application today and make sure we get like a response to you. We do like sometimes, and again, not saying this is you, have people that apply that like just strictly don't meet the qualifications for the position. And we have positions where like a lot of people are applying and there's a limited number of people we can hire. Obviously, as Krishna said, we're hiring like a lot of senior software engineers right now, but we do get like quite a few applications as well. So it's just like applying to like any job in real life. You're obviously like not always going to be able to get hired, but as our 3 software engineers talked about today, like the work is real. We have people working on the platform, getting paid. We're hiring all the time. And the work on the platform is only expanding.
Yeah,
Related
but
question, Nancy.
just one last
So,
thing.
Sorry, I'm gonna give someone else the chance to ask a question.
yeah,
I
related
think we have
question.
time for
So,
maybe like 2 more, and then we got to move on. But we can follow up after this session and send links to folks.
got it. Thank you. If we don't go through an interview once, like, is there a cool down period before we can apply for the job again?
So each of these jobs, we're only able to review applications once, just because of like time constraints on our end. But if there's other positions that you qualify for, you can like apply to those in the future, but we're only able to like review each application once. Obviously, if you have technical issues with your interview, we can reset that, but otherwise we're only able to do like one level of review.
Okay, hi. I have one question.
Hi, we have folks who have raised hands. Like, if we can go in that order. Adi,
Yeah, sounds good.
Hi, thank you, Kushal. My question was, I am an engineering manager. I've been in leadership positions for almost 9 years now. Haven't been that hands-on. So, if I apply to this position with, I have a background in software engineering. Will this be an opportunity where I get to learn anything related to AI, or will it be predominantly back-end regular software programming?
I think our experts have felt that they've learned some about AI, but if any of Kushal, Tate, or Sean, if you guys have any thoughts on that, I welcome those since you would know better than I would.
Yeah, so it would be more of the latter, more of back end or front end work, but it would be interfacing with AI as opposed to creating actual models.
Sounds good. So I was just trying to understand if it's going to be on the lines of integrating with like an OpenAI API, or will you be working on building like an LLM, like an AI agent or a chatbot, etc.?
It's not building an AI agent, but it is interfacing with AI. I can't go into too much details, but it is not working on the actual LLM itself. It is interfacing with AI.
Got it. Sounds good.
So I think we can take like 2 more questions and then have to wrap up. So I know that Rajesh, I think you were next in the hand raise line. If you want to jump in.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm from science background and I do not have any programming experience. Does my profile matches?
So if you don't have software engineering experience, you would not be a fit for the the senior software engineer application.
Okay. So do you have any opportunities for like science background people? I did my PhD from agriculture. So do you have anything like that?
I'm not sure if we have anything like that currently, but I'll look through and we'll send out links to like other jobs that might be relevant to folks after this. So we'll circle back on that. But yeah, definitely again, like really recommend people check the qualifications for the job description, because we obviously like don't want to waste your time, right? If you're not qualified. So like please check those for every job description. And I'd encourage you to only apply for things where you like specifically meet those qualifications. But yeah, we will circle up with some other potential jobs that folks might be qualified for after the session. Thanks. And I think
okay, thank you.
Razier, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that.
Hello, I have a company in the UK, limited company. So can I receive the payments via my company's business account, or should be my personal account?
For these specific roles, it has to, and I think for most of our roles, it has to be through your individual account. We can't do C to C to C. So yeah, you would set up like your individual account with Stripe, not a business account.
Okay, thank you.
So will the payment be in dollar or local currency?
I actually don't know the answer to that. I think it's whatever bank account you connect with chooses the currency, but I'm not 100% sure.
Hey, hi. Actually, I just joined a few minutes back, so I would like to take the mic if you agree.
I'm not sure. Krishna, how are you feeling?
I think we should respect the folks who raised the hands first. Like, we'll probably take Nancy. How do you feel about taking a couple more questions?
Sure. Yeah, I'm good to take questions as long as you're good.
Okay.
So who is the next person?
If you already got a chance, please do lower your hand so that we know who to pass the mic to. I think it is Shikhil.
Yeah,
Yeah, go for it.
hello. So I actually read your post, right, Krishnans, and hence looking forward to apply. So past, I mean, I'm based out of India, and I've been having 12 plus year of building a softwares and all, right? And last 1.5 year, I've been working building my own startups, but I couldn't scale of it, right? So now I'm looking for the opportunities in the AI side of it. So I'm just looking at Mercor platform also. It asks me to upload a resume and then take the interview. So what is an expectation in that interview when I'm uploading to the platform my resume?
Like what are you asking, like what type of questions are asked in the interview or what it covers?
Yeah, it's an automated interview, it seems like. Take an interview of 20 minutes. So what is that expected there?
Yeah, so it is like an AI interview. So an AI agent will be interviewing you, and for the senior software engineering interview, there's no live coding assessment, but it covers your like programming experience, technical problem solving abilities, and system design skills. So the interview can often like tailor questions to you and your background, but that's like the gist of what it covers.
So there will be a question and answer assessment over there, right?
Sorry, there'll be a portion. Sorry, will you repeat that?
I mean, there will be a questions will be asked based on my expertise and all, right? In that interview.
Yeah, it should be able to like understand your resume and tailor some questions like based on your background.
Okay. And what are I see that, in the Krishnan post that US location is preferred, but all the geographies can apply. So, I'm based out of India, but can I be eligible for any of the position over there?
Yeah, so people from India and any geography can apply, and we will like consider top candidates from any geography. All of the work is remote and asynchronous, so all geographies are able to apply.
And one last question. So what is the rate? I mean, because I see the rate is there for the US as you mentioned. So what are the rates for the India per hour?
I think it really depends on the applicant. I don't have those exactly on hand. I will say, like, again, this geography, but a geography rate is up to the client rather than up to us because they're the ones that ultimately pay you. I can say that the rate for India is lower than the US, but I don't have the exact numbers on hand, and it would kind of depend like on a specific candidate's experience.
Consider experience like in a 12, 13 year building top companies, Microsoft, Amazon, have worked so far building a product. And
okay,
building
when you apply, like we'll reach out with a specific offer so you could see what we end up offering. But I think we are going to have to let some other folks ask questions.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thanks.
Is it Sanjeev?
Oh.
Sanjeev,
Okay,
are you there?
Okay, Karthikeyan.
Okay, this is Karthik here, and thanks for giving me opportunity. And let me just tell me about myself a little bit. I'm working on Golang for the past couple of years, and I'm working with Nokia. So we develop real-time systems, and now I'm actually exploring out of my work. I'm exploring some distributed systems and database internals. So basically, what I am the impression I got here is the requirement. The Mercor is looking for is some senior level engineer. I cannot call myself as a senior engineer. What I am trying to look is I'm learning something. I want to integrate my learning and I want to apply my learning, in the real time project, which where I'm not getting opportunity in my current work. So how about this requirement? Do you feel do I fit the software engineering role? Or how about this is the question.
So requirements are clearly stated in the role, and if you feel you are fit here, you can apply and see if you hear back from us. So all the details are on the role here, Karthikeyan.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, we'll take one final question. Saikat.
Hi, Krishna. Actually, my having issue with mic, so I was not able to speak. So,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, I have basically 6 years of experience, and I had worked in multiple projects, and currently I'm basically building chatbots using LLMs and AI. And what I'm thinking is that if the opportunity is there for like not only remote for 100%, it's okay remote, but not only like part time but full time. Is that all flexibility is there in this opportunity?
Yeah, so there is flexibility. Sorry, your question was whether there's flexibility for part-time work?
So I'm just asking that like instead of part-time, is it opportunity to have the full-time as well?
So currently there are mostly just like shorter term projects that are part-time. So you would start, if you got hired for a project, you would have an initial cap of 20 hours a week. If you do high quality work, we'll extend that cap to 40, but these projects only last like 1 to 3 months typically. So I would not consider this at present like really full-time work, though we do hope to be hiring through the platform for full-time work in the future. But right now we are not doing that as much. So I wouldn't rely on that. But in the future going forward, we are getting like enterprise clients on the platform that are hiring full time.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. And I saw there was someone in the chat who was unable to raise their hand. So I did just want to answer their question because they were posting for a while, but I haven't seen what their question is. This was VA4AZ. If you put your question in the chat, I will answer it. Otherwise, I think
actually,
oh yeah, please go ahead.
I can just ask the question. So I was going to ask, do you have specific machine learning engineering opportunities too? I know this one is specifically for software engineering to AI, etc., but just core AI and machine learning opportunities.
So we are hiring for another project right now for, but specifically for machine learning or computer science PhDs. They can be currently in a PhD program or have to have graduated, but that's like the specific requirement for that position. So we can share that link after this. But that is the only specific ML one that I know of right now. I think there'll likely be other ones going forward, but that's the only one I'm thinking of off the top of my head.
And what's the best way to follow up with you?
If you want to, I will send you my email if you want to follow up with me about ML specifically.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Krishna.
Okay, we'll take one final question and we can wrap this up. Saikat.
Hi, Saikat here. I have around 15 years of experience in system programming. Mostly I worked on network programming. So can I get one link whether I can test my skills? I mean, prior to giving interviews, is there any test link available?
Yeah, we'll be sharing the mock interview links as a follow-up to this call.
Okay, so assume I got selected and I got a chance to work in a project. So after completion of the project, do I have to appear for another new, again interview for the new project? Is it like that?
It depends on the project. So like some projects are connected or we feel like the qualifications overlap. So for example, if you do the senior software engineer application and it comes with the software engineering skills interview, then you would not have to re-interview for the web design development application. You would just have to fill out this Google form. So that is an example, but for some other projects, specifically ones that are pretty different in topic, then you do have to re-interview. So like if you were applying for like the chess expert position and also software engineering, you'd have to take both interviews just because those are like pretty different positions.
Okay, and my last question is it like an individual contributor role or I can work in a team? I mean, I can clear my doubts, ask some questions like that. So
yeah, there's like office hour info sessions and things that you can attend during the week on a project where you're able to ask questions and like work with other software engineers and have some like community. Those are obviously optional because like we understand that not everyone can make them from different time zones, but those do exist on projects.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think we can wrap this up. Thank you so much, folks. Hopefully this was very useful for you to understand how to gain access to AI opportunities, and really appreciate our platform members taking time, Tate, Kushal, and Sean taking time to share their experience. Thank you.
Thanks, Krishna, Nancy, Kushal, and everyone. It was very insightful, and you guys were very patient. Really, really appreciate that. You both have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you.